Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hello? Alright, I think we're now back with the chat once again, and let's go ahead and get started on this. And this is the Season 2 premiere, and let's go ahead and start getting into our chat podcast. So, yeah. We also got a Trainz build. I'm going to be building this route and then talking to you guys at the same time. Hopefully, this will cooperate. It hasn't really been doing that. Yeah, that's because I had to start a new stream, so because the other OBS doesn't want to behave itself. Keeps saying that something's not working or something like that. It keeps saying low video output. I still don't know what that means. I've been trying to find that for a long time now, so that's why I'm going to be doing these podcasts, which is the chat on OBS. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna leave that a minute. Second. Alright. Your internet's bad also. Well, I'll tell you something. Like I was saying yesterday, and yesterday's stream, oh boy. Most of these streams, like on Thursday, the chat will mainly always be on Thursday. We're going to try to get back into this again, because I know it's been a long time since we've done a stream like this. I mean, it's been, I would say, months. I mean, it was 2019 when the last time we did this. I mean, that's really hard to think about, because when you look at my earlier stuff from last year, around the time that my channel was actually blowing up, which was this time last year. My theory is, yeah, I think so, because one of my YouTubers, I was watching his stream, and it was saying his was having the same problem. Because, I mean, and there might have to be this might happen. There could be a day, there could be a week where I don't stream at all. I mean, that's something that, I mean, the frame rate on some of these might be pretty bad, and I'm hoping we'll be able to get this. Because if we keep having these issues, I might have to cancel a few of these streams for next week. Because I mean, I'm hoping for tomorrow. It's just going to be normal. But you know, with streams nowadays, it's a little bit unnormal. And I mean, yeah, I mean I've had a few of them that were pretty bad in my YouTube. All right. So let me get. we're going to start. I reckon I'll probably do the overcast. All right. All right. TikTok. I'm not familiar with that. I mean, that's something that I'm not familiar with the entire thing. Is it like a streaming thing, or I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. I've been trying to figure out what it is for like a long time because with this new stuff, I mean, even though I grew up in the very beginning of the 21st century, I just think that it would make it a lot more uh, relevant if I knew what exactly that is, and I have no idea. I've never heard. I mean, I have probably seen it, but I just don't want. Yeah, because I'll tell you something when this. Because I usually when my channel like initially started blowing up for the very first time, like when it got it, like my earliest I ever started blowing up was like, I mean, there was actually a month where there were a few months where I only posted there are months like December. I only posted one video in December of 2019. That was because I told you, I was going to say this, I took December off because it was just, well, first off, on Christmas I had the flu and I had I think of many of those days there was supposed to be streams. But since I was sick, I really got into streaming again on January 1st. And I think that was a good start to get back in the game and stream like I did, just like in 2019. I mean, we are just almost a month away from the year anniversary. No, not year anniversary, it's 2 year anniversary. And I've been on here for going on 2 years now, and that stream, I plan on doing. Yeah, I mean the 2 year anniversary stream will be big. And I mean, yeah, it'll be on Sunday. Because I mean, I remember since it was on Friday last year, I don't know how that's really gonna help it. Because I mean, because most times there have been like several streams that if you watch them like back, like the one I was telling you about yesterday, I watched it and like when I saw like when you first came on, you didn't even know like how often I did this. And this I was new to this whole YouTube thing as well. I wasn't as experienced as I am now. And I'll say this. When I first started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I wasn't really, well, technically speaking, I wasn't really good at getting the video / streams out very well. I mean, since I was so small, it was very difficult like getting everything going, because if you watch some of my really old stuff, you will see how just grating my voice was back then. And that sounded a lot different because, well, like I said, I had just come out of a really weird time in my life. I don't know what happened, but even though that time was a lot better, it's also a very cringy time for my channel. Because this was like, I had a meme on my channel and it was for for what I do in all the videos / streams. If you've been watching since the beginning, like number 3, here you are 220, going on 223, like 200 episodes ago. We've been doing feeling salt, and basically what that means is that it's basically a test. So if you're in the chat and you get, I'm talking about whatever, and you get offended and you start, what's the word? Trying to pick a fight, just arguing, saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying stuff like that." Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. First off, you don't have to watch my stuff if you don't want to. It's optional. I'm not saying you have to watch my, but I did do this. All right. Back when I came back in November, I think that this would be a good idea for me to grow. I have a YouTuber that will, I think he'll say press the like button or no joke, no scam. This will happen, like, so you'll get good luck or something like that. Or just he'll spend it like a random, people press the like button. Like, I think it's just something that says, hey, might never say, hey, press the like button, maybe this will happen. And usually it's just for humor and whatnot, but I think that's something that I have been thinking about doing, bringing back again, but I think it was the first time I did it, I was like, the heck with it, because I was like, I knew it wasn't going to work, because I forgot about it, and I was going to do it, and there was a stream where I had the one I was going to do, then I pretty much had to cancel the stream, because I think I was just coming down with a cold. I was just coming down with, and unfortunately, that stream had to be sadly scrapped. It was canceled. And there has been streams that have been completely canceled due to some illnesses and stuff like that. Because the one thing is, I have never had to shut a stream down, but I have had to cancel a few streams. There was a month, I think last year, like recently in my senior year, I think it was like October, November, where I had to put like it was like sometime in October, November, I had to put like a whole month off. Like you remember how just far spread out the streams were. And that was because I realized I just don't have the time to do it anymore. I just right now because it was like, but now I think it can be done. On April 6th, we'll be back doing just like we did. Mostly the schedule will be similar to last year, but it's the only the week that you'll probably have. Yeah, I mean they can be pretty high quality because if you remember some of my really old stuff from like back 2018, yeah, from around the 2018 range to early 2019. I would say most of that stuff was probably my most cringiest time on YouTube. I would say from about November to early 2019, and even though that was like I mean, up until when I came back in March, it was weird being back. It felt like I hadn't been back in like a year. I mean, since how crazy the first 2 months of 2019 were, it was just a weird. You're gonna post a lot in quarantine. Well, I'm gonna try to post as much content as I can. Like there could be next week where I do like a stream every single day, even Tuesday. Like yeah, you'll still have. I could just I might even do one two this extra ones this weekend just to get us ahead of schedule. Because I mean, we just need to get back in the game. Because I know on May 23rd is my senior graduation party, and that will be streamed live. That will be streamed live, and the stream will start at 12:06 p.m. So have that on your calendar. So that will be if you're 5 hours ahead of me. So that will be I think it's 5 hours ahead. So when you get it, it'll be 5:06 where you are, and it'll be 12:06 where I am. So I'm in Eastern time right now. I'm not too far away from Central. I mean, part of the state is in Central time, and part of it is in Eastern time. We're pretty much in the divide from the north into south. And I mean, it's interesting that I'm hoping in the near future that once we get the streams going, like the way that we had them back a few months ago, like I would say, this time last year, when I mean a few months ago, I mean this time last year. Quarantine, sort of, yes, but we have people going that are still going to work and stuff, but where I am, every school is shut down until April 6th. Every school in our county is shut down. But yeah, we were still doing our normal stuff, but that is usually online, and it can just the audio can just be not really audio, but it can just be a little bit hectic sometimes. Because I had never seen anything like this, probably ever. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Yeah, because I'll tell you something. Because when I first heard about this thing, I was like, man, what is this? And I was like, huh? I don't even know what this is. And I started seeing more and more things. I'm like, I thought it was like someone scamming on the internet. Like I've seen that before. Like someone just posts like a something on the internet, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. But then I start hearing it in the news. I'm like, oh my god, this is big. And it's like you start seeing, oh, coronavirus, 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 and it's just everywhere. It's just blowing up, blowing up, blowing up, blowing up, and it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. Like going from just China in like 2 weeks. It's just if you saw how crazy America is now, I'll tell you something. Every fast food restaurant has now, you can't even go in and eat anywhere. Everything has now been drive through only. And there are restaurants that we have getting pizza. Okay. Wow, you guys pizza in Ireland. That's pretty interesting because I mean, that sounds. I mean, one thing that I will say, because I mean, I'm just gonna say this on the YouTube, that when I first started on here, uh, you probably might remember this. Some of you that have been on here for a while probably do know that when I first started on YouTube back, uh, how long was it ago? About a year, about 2 years ago. My first video was garbage. My first Mario Kart video was horrible. I'm thinking about doing a reaction video to it soon. I mean, I need to do it. I might stream it live because it is the most cringiest video you will ever see. And it's completely irrelevant, even though that was, I mean, yeah, we'll just, and this thing, this stream, if you've been a long time subscriber since like the beginning, this was back when I was really active on 200cc World Cup. This was the days where I was just 200cc crazy. It was like the most. I think wasn't this a time when I was? I mean, this was a very big Mario Kart phase. This was when this series, Broken Break Slide, was just beginning. This was when I had just started Broken Break Slide. But I really started to use it when I started streaming. This was what really kicked off my channel, even my early months. When I first started, some of you guys might remember my earliest streams and my earliest Mario Kart videos. Just stuff that you probably, some of you might not even remember this. And I mean, I would say out of all the years, 2018 was the best year. 2019 was bad. 2019, in my opinion, was the worst year for this channel, by far. 2020, we'll find out at the end of the year. Will this be 19? It could be worse than 19. It all depends on how something has to happen. This has got to be the year where I start growing. I mean, YouTube is it's just so hard to grow because you can't even get your name out there. And it's like it's just this really crazy thing that you realize that you can't even get your name out there because even those people that do, I mean, yeah, it can just be what's the word? It can be very frustrating when you have to be the guy that is on YouTube, and even people that I watch, most of them, they've been on YouTube a lot longer than I have. And they were kind of the ones that, I remember this one, I'll never forget it. Like when I decided, what it's like to be on this platform. And then I should have been on here 2017. I should have been here like marketing. I should have been here as soon as when marketing deluxe or Mario Odyssey, because I was thinking about creating around Odyssey, but this channel originally started, which should have been this channel, but this turned out that this channel was created, even though it was created in the upload, I would say was the official start of it. Even though it says, I founded this channel, DJ Home Deluxe, 2 years. 2 years on April 26th. And we will, last year, April 26th was bad. It was probably the worst one, because, during the last year anniversary, I'll tell the story again. I'll tell it now, but I don't think I've ever told the story, but did I ever tell it? I don't know. Oh, I should have made the rant video in the summer, but this was right after I got terminated for seemingly no reason, because him tried to get rid of me for no reason, because they just thought it was. Yeah, because their reason for terminating me was completely bogus. It was fake. It was, it was bogus. You should have seen. Really? This is not true. This is completely false. It is really frustrating when you have to be the guy out there that's trying to say, hey, this is false. And I almost filed a complaint against, even after, because I'm like, yep, I don't work for you anymore. But guess what? Even though I got fired, you might get fired too, because you violated ADA. No, eating now? Okay. Alright. Alright. Alright, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream off. We're 50 minutes in. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream off. So thank you one last time for streaming, and hope to see you guys tomorrow with the next one, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.